Hello everyone, welcome to our bedtime story channel. Tonight I will read one of the most beautiful stories ever written, The Little Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. So get comfortable, relax, and let's begin our magical journey together. So dim the lights, get comfortable, and let your mind travel among the stars. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The Boy Who Saw More Than Others. When I was 6 years old, I saw once a splendid picture in a book about the virgin forest called Stories of Life. It represented a boa snake that swallowed a wild cat. This is the copy of the drawing. The book said boa snakes swallowed your prey whole without chewing it. Then they can no longer move and they sleep during the 6 months of their digestion. Then I thought a lot about the adventures in forest, and on my own turn, I managed with a colored pencil to make my first drawing. My drawing number 1, it was like this. I showed my masterpiece to the grounds up, and I asked them if my drawing frightened them. They answered, "Why should anyone be frightened by a hawk?" My drawing did not represent a hawk. It represented a boa snake that digested an elephant. Then I drew the inside of the boa snake so that the grounds up could understand. They always need explanations. My drawing number 2 was look like this. The grounds up advised me to put aside the drawings of open or closed boa snakes and to become rather interested in geography, history, calculation, and grammar. That is how I gave up at the age of 6 a magnificent career as a painter. I had been discouraged by the failure on my drawing number 1 and my drawing number 2. The grounds up never understand anything by themselves. And for children, it's a tiresome always giving them explanations. So I had to choose another profession, and I learned how to pilot airplanes. I flew around the world, and geography, that's right, helped me a lot. I recognized at the first glance China and Arizona. This is useful if you're lost at night. So I had in my lifetime a lot of contracts with a lot of serious people. I have lived a lot at the house of grown up. I saw them very closely. It has not improved my opinion very much. When I meet one who seemed a bit lucid, I experienced it on my drawing number 1 that I always keep. I wanted to know if that person had really understood. But the person always answered, "It's hot." Then I did not talk to the person about boa snakes, neither virgin forest nor stars. I put myself on the same level. I talked about bridge, golf, politics, and neckties. And the grounds up was glad to know another rational man. Chapter 2. A Voice in the Desert. Thus I live alone without anyone to talk to end it until I crashed in the Sahara Desert 6 years ago. Something had broken in my engine, and as I had neither a mechanic nor passenger with me, I prepared to try to do by myself a difficult repair for me. It was a matter of life or death. I had scarce water to drink for 8 days. The first night, I went to sleep on the sound 1,000 miles far from any inhabited land. I was much more isolated than a shipwreck on a raft in the middle of the ocean. So you can imagine my surprise at the sunrise when a funny little voice woke up. It said, "Please draw a ship for me." What? Draw a ship for me? I jumped on my feet as if I had been struck by lightning. I rubbed my eyes. I looked attentively and I saw a quite extraordinary little flow who looked at me seriously. This is the best portrait that later I managed to make of him. But my drawing, of course, is much less charming than the model. It's not my fault. I had been discouraged in my career as a painter by the ground up at the age of 6, and I did not learn how to draw except closed boa snakes and open boa snakes. I looked at that apparition with wide eyes and astonished. Do not forget that I was 1,000 miles far from any inhabited region. My little flow did not seem lost, neither did tired, nor hungry, thirsty, or scarce to death. He did not have the appearance of child lost in the middle of the desert, 1,000 miles far from any inhabited region at all. When I was finally able to speak, I told him, "But what are you doing here?" And then he repeated very slowly, as if it was a very serious thing, "Please draw a sheep for me. Please draw a sheep for me." When a mystery is too impressive, we do not dare to disobey, as absurd as that seemed to me, 1,000 miles from all the inhabited place and in danger of death. I took out my pocket a piece of paper and a stylograph, but I remembered that I had studied mainly geography, history, calculation, and grammar, and I told the little flow with a bit of bad mood that I did not know how to draw. He answered me, "It doesn't matter, draw a sheep for me, draw a sheep for me." As I had never drawn a sheep, I remained for him one of the only 2 drawings that I was able. That's one of the closed boa snake, and I was astonished to hear the little flow answer me, "No, no, I don't want an elephant in a boa snake. A boa snake is very dangerous, and an elephant is very cumbersome. At home everything is a tiny. I need a sheep. Draw a sheep for me." So I draw it. He looked carefully, then, "No, this one is already very sick. Make another." I draw. My friend smiled kindly with indulgence. "So it's not a sheep. It's a ram. It has horns." So I remade my drawing again, but it was refused as the previous ones. "This one is too old. I want a sheep that lives long." Then, with no patience, as I was eager to start disassembling my engine, I scribbled this drawing here, and I threw. "This is the box. The sheep you want is inside it." But I was very surprised to see my young judge's face light up. "That's quite like I wanted. Do you think this sheep will need a lot of grass?" "Why?" "Because at home everything is tiny. That's probably enough. I give you a little sheep." He tilted his head to the drawing. "Not so little." It fell asleep, and that's how I made the little print. Thank you for listening. Close your eyes, relax, and join me next time as our journey among the stars continues. Good night and sweet dreams.